guys, what's going on? F1 here. Welcome back to Magicraft. For this stream, I'm thinking of doing some swordsmanship shenanigans, so let's just get into things and see what happens, because we've got quite a bit to do. But, yeah. I don't really have anything much to say. I just wanted to keep this pretty much a brief stream. I'm not gonna be using numbers for Magicraft anymore, because it's just run after run after run. It's a roguelike. What can you expect, right? But I digress. Let's just get into things. Need anything, hero? Ah, Lillian. Could you give me a massage? Full body. If my suction cups touch you, you might get poisoned. God, I hate this game's mechanics. So, as you can probably guess, we've got a whole bunch of costumes. I'm gonna go with the melee mage set, specifically. I could upgrade it if I so desire. And I'm probably actually going to do that just for this occasion. Or do I? I should probably upgrade first before I start jumping the gun, though. As for what I upgrade, I guess we'll upgrade this so that way we can unlock the max MP and MP regen. But that's just because, well, you want the better tiers of goods. Let's go... Yeah, we'll keep that. HP room regen, no, we don't need that. Let's focus on getting our well, I could max up the coin yield from coin rooms, and I could also get an initial coin boost. But I think it's in our best interest to get a relic room increase. Just get high tier relics immediately, and then we'll increase our coin count. That should be good enough for the gems. And for we've only got 21, so there's no point in investing into that. And we don't have enough Ancient Evil shards to get another upgrade, so we'll have to leave that alone. But I suppose I could technically sack the some things to get other things, but I'm not going to do that. So, the advantage of being a sword mage is that you get a dash function. If you press space, you basically cast your wand once, which allows you to cast your wand immediately. So it's basically like having an extra cast, which can be handy in certain instances. Now, the advantage with being a sword mage is the advantage to deflect projectiles. So, by using the Evil Slayer sword, we eliminate most enemy missiles encountered. It's not all, mind you, but it's most, which can get really ridiculous really fast. Let's see, is there anything I want to get rid of? Not really. We'll keep Pops. And we're actually going to keep Pillars of Light. And we're going to get rid of the Skull of Cthulhu and the Hand of Cthulhu. I should probably get rid of Pops because I do only want Pillars of Light in this run. We're going to allow Mines to get rid of Pops. But the reason I want Pillars of Light, actually, is because they can make for great barriers. And I've come to appreciate them more, at least as in a defensive capacity. Let's see, we don't need Cadaver Explosion, no Duets. Cereal? No. Yeah, we shouldn't need any of those. Alright, that should be good enough for now. So yeah, this is going to be our setup. We get Volley. There's no real value in simultaneous strikes, because this doesn't really help. Until we get 2 spells, or more, to multicast, like, ridiculously faster. There we go. We got Blade of Fury, 4-Leaf Clover, and Titan's Pauldron. I'm gonna go with 4-Leaf Clover just to increase our defenses. It should increase our survivability rate. Not a fan of the pain, but can't be helped. And of course we got the shortcut, so we're gonna take advantage of that. Taking a few hits, but it can't be helped. Alright, interact. Let's see. Ooh, Prospector's Pickaxe. That's a good early game one. That just means we scale damage based on our coins. We are probably going to want the more magic reservoir capacity, and we'll take the Venom Crystal as well. The Venom Crystal will allow our Evil Slayer Sword to do poison damage, and the capacity will allow us to hit for a little longer before we go, you know, gung-ho on, well, before we lose out. Oh, nice. We managed to get the Prospector Glove Relic, so that's going to allow us to get some more coins on top of everything, so that's going to be nice. Alright, now we just got to deal with the Elite, which isn't too hard. There we go. Took a few hits, but that's just the nature of a sword build. If we can increase our cast interval, that will make things a whole lot easier. The Microcosmic Wand reduces consumption of wands by 8. So that's actually a really good wand to have early on. The cast interval is not that great, but the cooldown is better, to be fair. So I could cast a little faster with this, but that won't do much for us. Ideally, we want to keep this on our 4th slot, because that's just going to reduce the amount of cost that we suffer in general across the board. So getting that sorted early is actually really good for us. There we go. Okay, we get the Stagnant Drop. This is actually going to be pretty good with our combination. So we're actually going to grab that immediately. The reason I grab that solely is because it will slow down projectiles, which we kind of need right now. Because early on, that's going to be amazing. And we can intercept enemy spells. We're getting really lucky. Amazingly lucky, no less. Okay. I'm just being careful, so that's why I'm not using my jumping ability, because we do not want to risk it. Let's interact here. We get the Invisible Wings, Hexagonal Die, or the Prospector Pickaxe Tier 2. I'm going to go with the Pickaxe, because that's just going to increase our damage output. And the more coins we get, the better we get off. So, well, the better things go. We're going to take the Frost Crystal, and we will take... I guess Energy Saving. I'm not sure whether this will be good, but we will still take it. We get the Casket of Souls, which gives us a 28% chance to trigger a effect, while Tentacles makes us a little faster, which is really good. Now it's the question of whether I want to keep with the Venom Crystal. Well, I'm going to probably get rid of the Magic Reservoir so I can benefit off the Frost Crystal as well. So now, we are going to poison and slow them by having both crystals. So, an interesting thing about using the 2 crystals is you can actually poison and slow. I didn't realize this earlier, but you can have multiple effects on your swords. Visually, it looks a little different, but functionally, it does both. So, it's something worth keeping in mind if you're wanting to use 2 different spells instead of 1. There we go. Let's see, what spells do we have? We've got Laser, Slime Crystal, and the Boundary Stone of Time. The Boundary Stone of Time is probably going to be our best choice, and we'll take the Slime Crystal because that's just another effect that we can pair onto anything, really. Now, if we can double down on the Evil Slayer Sword by getting a twin spell, that's actually going to be amazing. I don't think we're going to get that lucky, but it's worth a shot. Now, whether we get the Crimson Room is based on how hard I lock in, because we don't exactly have any shield to protect us, which is a bit of an unfortunate side, but we'll make it work. And the Distorted Remains is actually an easy boss to do. We just have to circle around him and avoid that run-in. There we go. Oh. There we go, easy peasy. Just have to really lock in and avoid all those hits. But if we do that, well, which we did, we're good. Okay, we've got a choice. We can go with either the Energizer Wand or the Spell Swift Blade. The Energizer Wand has the benefit of boosting our damage when MP consumption is below 10, or we go with the Spell Swift Blade, which increases our movement speed by 40, at the cost of a scatter of 90. Believe it or not, scatter is actually useful for a sword build, so we're going to take that. And we're going to do this. We will set this up here. There we go. And I guess we can throw this on here. And yeah, so the advantage of having scatter on a Evil Slayer sword is this actually affects the arc of the sword attack. So this is going to be a very useful tool for us. We're going to grab the silver key, the blood key. Do we want the octagonal guy? It gives us a chance to refresh spells each time a spell is obtained. I'm going to say no to the octagonal die. But yeah, it's a nice tool to have. But yeah, no, having the ability to not spend keys and the ability to not have to worry about Scarlet Relic rooms anymore, a real useful tool. Both are useful keys to have. Now, if we can get the key that gives us damage per key, that's going to make this build skyrocket even higher. So that's just another thing on top of everything. Took a bit of hit, but that's fine. Let's see, what can I do to make this a bit better? I should probably reduce the damage slightly, because we do need to reduce the mana somewhat, just to keep continuous attacks going on. This is just a more preferential choice, but that's about it. It'll make us last longer and not have to need to cast it so much. Merlin's hat actually compensates this a little bit. Hurting a little bit, but that's fine. Ow. Took a bit of damage. Could be worse, to be fair, though, so it's all good. Alright, let's see. Endless Chest is actually a fantastic grab here, because that will give us a chance to get more chests, so that's good. We're going to grab the Slime Crystal to potentially upgrade the Slime Crystal. I should probably grab Troll Serum, but I'm going to grab Orbit. There is a good reason why I'm grabbing Orbit first, but it's because of what potentially I could get. And that is another Prospector Pickaxe, so that's going to increase our damage even farther. So from 51, it becomes 61. We can now remove all curses, remove all shields, and set HP to 1 if we so desire. We're not going to do that. Yeah, this shouldn't be too hard. Ow. Not a fan of the explosion, but it can't be helped. At least the attacks are consistent. There we go. Okay, we've got Black Hole, Troll Serum, and Hover. Well, we did need Troll Serum, so we're going to grab that. Hover... I'm going to say no. We're going to recycle Black Hole and potentially use that in something else. Probably a passive to give us double swords, which is probably going to be covering our hides way more. Now all we need really is range. If we can cover that, we're basically good. There we go. Grab the healing, grab the coins. Because we do not have a destructible spell that allows us to destroy that chest, we can't really access it. But that's a small price that we can't really deal with, but that's fine. This guy is actually going to be really easy because the sword does not get caught in the effect he uses. That's just going to save us a whole bunch of trouble. Let's recover some stamina. Or mana, rather. I think the only issue we have is just mana regen. If we can find something that increases our mana regen, that would be good. Hover Plus is actually going to probably be a good tool for us. And we are also going to take Meteor because that's an indiscriminate damage type. So we'll take Hover Plus and Meteor. We're going to use Meteor so that way we can access certain things. That is specific to this floor alone. But it's a small grab, just in case. Just in case we run into those metal boxes. Oh, this is new. This is a new room. Cool. I've not seen this room before. Interesting. Okay, it's these guys. They're gonna be a pain. Okay, let's keep some distance here. Thankfully, they can't get closer if we do this. That just makes our life a little easier. So we'll just wait for him to bounce over, and we should be good. Come on, get closer. There we go. Done. Grab the HP, grab the potion, which is a refresh to all rooms and doors and whatnot. Thankfully, we don't need to worry, so we're just going to go into the relics here, because that's what I wanted to begin with. Now, if we can increase our damage even farther, that's going to make things even better. But we'll see. Okay. Nice try. And just deal with you. We get Electrified Crown, Guardian Sprite, or Close Observation. We're going to go with Guardian Sprite. Yeah, I'm going to go with Guardian Sprite because that'll help with certain issues. Well, if we run into certain issues. I'm going to grab this because that permanently increases MP regen. We'll refresh the shop. There are choices here. And we'll go with the other relic. I suppose I could have saved that for when I got to the Scarlet Room. But, yeah, I keep forgetting that is an option, huh? Ow. Right. Treant Robe, Tonic Booster, or Ranger Boots? Tonic Booster would increase our HP by a ridiculous amount. Ranger Boots would make us immune to slow effects, except those caused by spells. And the Treant Robe gives us HP upon entering a door. This increases survivability and is part of a set bonus, I believe, which I haven't gotten yet. But we're going to go with the Ranger Boost, which will increase our movement speed. Because having more movement speed actually does help us in the long run. So it might be worth grabbing that instead. Pop this open, and we are given a learning room. Pop this open, press that, and if we do this... Oh, can't do that. Okay, you can't do that. Okay, So blue is the issue here, right? We need to make sure this is triggered. And if we do that, that's not going to solve our problem. So we need to make sure red is like this. And then we press green and do this, I see. There we go. And then we just press red, which will allow us to get through. There we go. A bit more complex than I had originally thought, but hey, there you go. What we can now do is we can put a Boundary Stone of Time here, and we're going to put the rotation here. And we're just going to throw the Boomerang Blade there, because that's just going to circle this around while we have it. It's a small little effect, but it's still a welcome one to give us a bit more AoE. It's not required, but it's nice. So as long as time persists, we will be able to summon these things. There we go. There we go. For spells, we've got Magic Reservoir, Damage Boost, and Rainbow. We're going to take the Magic Reservoir and Damage Boost. That is just going to help us deal more damage, which is a welcome sight. Oh, that is a special box. We'll grab that so that we can open it. We'll grab this. We get a temporary MP boost. I could do a timer on the Evil Slayer Sword, but we need way more boost to the Boundary Stone of Time if we want that to work. But what we can do is we can increase the damage of the boomerangs, just so we have a little bit more damage going for us. That is probably going to be our best bet for now, until we get something a bit more prominent. There we go. Easy peasy. Grab this. Grab the coins. There we go. Okay, I guess we go for another relic. There's no need to combine anything right now. But we are definitely going to want some more radius, because the bigger the radius of the sword, the better. At least that's my personal opinion. There we go. Let's grab the relic. Let's see. Healing belt, lucky bunny ears, or prospector gloves. Let's go with the prospector gloves just so we get some more coins. After all, the more coins we get, the better. As long as we maintain this propriety of... Well, is it propriety? As long as we maintain this wealth, we should basically be good. I suppose technically I could decrease the amount of damage I do with these in favor of getting more of these, because I could just do this, which will increase the damage of the Evil Slayer sword while also increasing the cast speed of the boomerangs, which is equally as good. We'll pop that open, grab those. We're gonna go coins, that's just more damage. There we go. Can't really grab the heart, that's fine. Okay, what's in here? Curses? No. It's actually something I can't really do. Well, I can, it's just gonna take some damage. Well, why not? Okay. Yeah, I'm getting really unlucky. Okay, down, up, up, up. Nope. Okay, I dodged that somehow. Cool. There we go. We get a plus magic reservoir, so that's nice. That's going to increase our mana slightly. And we'll just continue from there. Alright, we deal with the boss now. Thankfully, it seems like this is going to be a really fast-paced run, which is very odd to say, but it's not untrue, to be fair. Do we want to keep to this? I guess so. There's no reason to change our setup. So yeah, we'll go with this. Thankfully, I don't need to worry too much about... Yeah, I don't need to worry too much about getting hit. I just need to kill the boss, because we do have the blood key. Ow. Slowly, there we go. Done. Yeah, we don't need to worry about being hit because of the Crimson Key, which allow us to enter the Crimson Room, which saves us a whole lot of hassle. And yeah, we get a new wand. We've got the choice between the Shapeshifter and the Restless Fae. If we go with the Shapeshifter, we get some insane crits at the cost of final damage. Or we could go with the Restless Fae, which gives us a scatter of 15, and while holding the wand, MP regen is 30, but when not holding it, we get an MP regen of 180. The Restless Fae is good if you have a wand spirit, but in our case, we do not currently have a wand spirit, so it's not as good. So I think in this instance we do want the Shapeshifter, as weird as it seems to be, because having that crits is ridiculously good, even at the cost of reducing our damage by 30%. Whether we... Well... Do we... I'm going to say no and grab the Restless Fae here, because that's going to help us when we do eventually get the wand. It's just a precaution for the future I'm thinking of. I'm planning for the future, that is. We're going to grab the Drill. This is going to give us an extra wand slot to work with. It's just a nice little addition to have. We're going to mainly use it to give us a bit more reservoir for now. It's not ideal, but it will have to do. And I guess we'll throw down the Hover Plus, because this will give it so the boomerang blades last for 3 seconds after the fact. So it's a nice little addition on top of everything. And the Merchant Bauble. When encountering a shop or processing room, a special room will always appear. This has the chance of being ridiculously good, but we're going to avoid it unless we get it just by chance. I'm not going to waste my health for that. There are instances where I probably will grab it, but this isn't one of those instances. As it stands, I'm doing pretty well as is, so there's no need to change what isn't broken. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. Alright. Let's see. Infusion Hand Seal, Electrified Crown, or Blade of Fury. We're going to go Blade of Fury. It seems like an odd choice now, but we actually do want the crits, because we do have crit on the boomerang slightly, but when we do eventually get crit for the Evil Player Sword, that's going to really pop off like crazy. Pop that, we get that, nice. Pop that, and we got 2 curse chests, huh? Pop that, we get the Treants, we get some HP out of it, and we'll just sack those just to get rid of the curses. We are immediately going to go with a range boost and lightning dash. The lightning dash so we can recycle it for later. And the range boost, well, obviously to increase our range, because we do want that above all else. So we're going to do that, sort that out, there we go. Alright, our sword is now going to be doing a whole lot more range, which is exactly what we want. There we go. Oh yeah, you can see the power of the build is coming together. We're doing something good, at least. Alright, as for where we're going to go, Relic is obviously the way to forward. We are obviously going to want a different Relic at some point, but I digress. We'll do the best that we can given the circumstance that we got. Now, if we can increase our radius of the Relic, that's going to be amazing. Grab that. We can remove 5 curses if we have 5 curses present. That's not really a useful tool for us right now, but for the future, potentially. Okay, choice of Lucky Bunny Ear, Rageful Eye, or Hexagonal Die. We're going to go Hexagonal Die here. This is just going to give us a chance to reroll relics. We'll go into HP boost here. We seriously need some more MP regen, so having Merlin's boots might actually be a good idea, weirdly enough. Okay. And we don't really need all these potions, but there's no reason to use them either, so... Let's just get some more spells. Okay. Precise Shot would give us a crit rate, but at the cost of Scatter, which is not what we want. Time Duration Enhanced, oddly enough, actually really works well with our build. So we're actually, well, not for the swords, but for the boomerang blades. And you know what? I think it might be an instance where we use this here instead. That's my thoughts anyways. And we can do this well, we could do this instead. And just cast this at a ridiculous amount of speed. This does reduce the damage down to 49, but it casts way faster. Let's consume the well, do we need to levitate? No, not really. Let's get rid of the Tears of the Goddess. We don't really need to use it, but we do want that, Petrification Potion. Okay, we're given a very easy room here. Believe it or not. The reason this is easy is because not only is the boomerangs going to get rid of them, but our fairy sprites are going to. Well, not the boomerangs, but the fairy sprites are going to get rid of them, and the sword does. So we're actually really well equipped to deal with this room. It's just a very easy protection. And we get ourselves Avada Kedavra. I don't think we really need Avada Kedavra, but, well, I guess we'll see how it goes. It is a indiscriminate damage weapon, though, so it is slightly better than the Meteor, but not by much. There we go. There we go. Ow. So, easy peasy. Grab the coins that we can, and let's see what upgrades we can muster here. We get Black Hole Plus, Slime Crystal Plus, and Tranquil Bloom Plus. I think for the occasion we want Black Hole Plus, so that way we can recycle it into a Evil Sword, and we will, or Evil Slayer Sword, and then we'll get the Tranquil Bloom. And we're going to sack the casting speed in favor of the Tranquil Bloom, because that will give us a more sustainable attack radius, or attack amount. That is probably just a good choice all around, so we're going to go with that. And worst case, if we need to get some extra damage in, well, we got the means to do that, so it's not like it's a huge ordeal. Pause this. Slowly but casually take out the enemies, and there we go. Easy peasy. Oh, 1 second. Alright, I gotta go grab something real quick, but I will be back shortly. But, yeah. I'll see you guys in a moment. Oh, right. I suppose I'll just re-roll this, and I don't really want the tonic booster. Let's go with the demon... Well... No, let's go with Elven Ears, because that's going to make it so we don't suffer any knock... Well... We can cast at normal speed. Well, we can cast while moving normally, but I digress. See you guys in a bit. Alright, I am back. Get back into things. Okay. Coins. Always a boon for us. Now, if we can increase our damage output, that'd be really nice, but we can only do so much about that. Well, at least we're doing good on the damage, right? Well, at least we're doing reliable damage, I should say. Okay, we get some coins. And we're given a special room to try and catch up, which is good. Okay, not a fan of that eye, but we can't really help that. There we go. Not a fan of the eye, but can't be helped. Aw, oh, damn. Okay, this is gonna be a pain. Oh god. Thankfully, our damage output is just enough to make this work. Okay. Okay, grants invincibility. Let's see what we get here. Ooh! We're immediately taking that, because that just gives us 2 relics instead of 1 for the immediate future. That is an amazing tool to find. We're going to grab Orbit so we can upgrade it later, and none of these really appeal, so we'll just grab Laser. Invincibility is a good tool to have. Let's pop this open first. We get a potion strip, which increases the amount we can carry, which is good. Grab the relics here. Another curse on top of everything. A welcome addition. Get rid of all those curses, though. I'll down the levitation potion for now, but take that one with me. Pop this to see what we get. Okay. There we go. We got the Core of Flame, actually. That's an amazing tool that will help us. We are going to sack the Venom Crystal in favor of this, because this does way more in favor of what we get. There we go. That's going to increase our damage by 2 times the Evil Slayer Sword's amount, which is amazing. We are going to invest poison into the Venom Crystals now, as well as slow. So why not? That'll be a nice addition to have. Obviously, we're going to probably want to upgrade eventually to a different wand in the second slot, but that is a worry for future me. Otherwise, let's get some relics in. But now the bird is going to really carry, so that's going to make things nice and powerful for us. There we go. Getting plenty of coins to boot, so that's nice. We can reset a chosen relic, which is really good. I'm going to grab that so I can quickly reset. Let's see, what do I want to reset? Out of everything? I think we're going to get rid of the Treant Robe. That's going to give us another layer to our Prospector Gloves, which gives us a 24% chance to get coins per kill, which is insanely good. We are then going to get the Prospector Goblets, and let's recycle these two to get something better. We get Casket of Souls. That's a reasonable choice. Alright, pop into the Relic Room again. That's going to give us 2 more relics on top of everything. Yeah, we got really lucky in the getting that relic boost. That's going to be amazing to have. Okay. Here we go. Pop this, we get a Magician's Robe, Fortune Earring, or Magnifying Glass. We're going to go with the Magnifying Glass. It seems like an odd choice at first, but it does give us a 20% increase to all radius effects. And let's see. Upon killing an enemy, there's a 20% chance to restore HP versus Night Helm, which reduces indiscriminate damage. We do not do indiscriminate damage, so Bloodthirsty Gaze is the option. We'll take that. It removes a curse effects. Well, if we remove it, then we suffer the effects. We can reforge all of our spells in our spell list. Let's see, what do we not need to keep? I don't really think we need to keep anything here, so recycling them all is probably a good idea. So we'll do that. There we go, we get a whole bunch of stuff, such as the Charge Mode, which is an interesting choice. If we get this wand to stop auto-casting and give it something to charge, then that's going to be ridiculously fun. Alternatively, I could charge it and give my Evil Slayer Sword some serious damage output, but we don't really need that. Strong Traction's nice, but not necessary. Overscatter would certainly be the way forward, though, because that's going to give us a 300 arc, and it'll allow us to cast faster without affecting our... without giving us any negatives. We'll do that, and there we go. Another Magnifying Glass never hurt anybody. We get another Petrification or 2, which is alright. I don't really need the temporary MP increase, so I'll just drink that. Don't really need to use it, but it's there. Now we got 2 curses, but we are basically going to be good. Alright, let's go deal with this guy. And we get some ridiculous range, so that's nice. We've got to avoid those blasts, because we do suffer curses if we take those directly. So, gotta be careful with that. Okay. And thankfully, because of our radius, we can actually destroy those rings that he's firing. That makes it a whole lot easier to deal with them. We got to avoid the ray there. Easy peasy to do. And finally, we got this guy. And we're just gonna petrify ourselves, because we can actually do that. And we'll just let the, we'll just let these do the job, because we don't really need to be the ones doing the damage anymore. Okay, let's just wait for that. There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so maybe not the wisest idea. We took some curses there, but whatever. It's not like it's gonna affect us negatively. Thank you for the follow, Zokick Growth. Much appreciated. And let's see, we've got a choice between the Ancient Wand and the Eternal Throne. The Eternal Throne only works if we are standing still, which is a decent wand for a secondary slot, because we don't necessarily need a move when we're using our swords. Or we could use Ancient Wand to give us a ridiculous MP boost. I'm gonna go with... If we pair it with the orb that we've currently got, which reduces our MP cost by 80%, we could reduce our cost of our wand attacks up to 70%. So that's actually probably going to be the way we go forward. So I'm going to equip the Ancient Wand here. And we actually do get 2 Avada Kedavras as a result. So that's a nice little tidbit that we can consider. But I am going to go with this because this will just decrease the amount of cost that our wand is going to take, while also giving us way more ability to cast this without too much issue. Now, of course, we could just start using slime crystals as well on this, or even increase the cooldown, or decrease the cooldown. And we should be fine for mana for a while now. So that's probably what we're going to do. As for the Restless Fae, I'm just going to set this up now as the Restless Fae for our Boomerang Blade. Yes, it's not necessary, but it does increase Scatter, which is kind of pointless for this. Considering the Scatter only just... well, it does nothing to the Boomerang Blade, so that's good. We are going to increase the damage output, and I suppose what we could do is, let's throw Core... well, no, not Core Thunder. Let's increase time duration for the Boomerang Blades. That seems like a wise choice, and we'll go with Strong Attraction, because this will give us a 5% crit increase. Not necessarily a good increase for us at the moment, but maybe we can make it work somehow. I don't know. Okay, we've got the Silver Compass, the Octagonal Die, and the Wand Charm. I'm going to grab the Wand Charm and the Silver Compass. This will just help us get a chest or a statue, which will help us remove things, so it's not a bad thing. And I do believe the silver is tied to something with the silver key. I'm just not sure what yet. But removing curses with the talisman is a really nice addition. A really welcome addition, no less. Alright, let's see. What can we get rid of? We do not need the Butterfly, Laser, Floating Wisp, Shadow Serpent. We can lose the High Pressure Steam, Shining Star. We don't need the Volley. We can lose the Tranquil Bloom, or the normal one anyways. And let's see. I guess we can lose the... if we go all the way to the end here, let's lose the Levitation Potion, and that should be good enough. Alright, we got a choice between spells and coins. I'm gonna go coins, because more coins means more damage, so... it works out. But obviously we need to get some more crits somehow. If we can, that'd be ideal. If not, so be it. Now, the unfortunate bit with the build that we currently got is that we do not get our high, ridiculous amount of radius, or We don't get a high scatter radius, which is a bit of a bummer, but it could be worse. But it's a small price to pay to cast at 70% casting capacity. Casting causes a stronger slow, but we are immune to that slow, so that is good. Let's get another relic, which we can choose 2 from, so it works out in our favor. Okay. At least the damage output's nice. Could do with some more, though. I feel like we're lacking in that department. Okay, I've got a choice between these 3 relics. We don't have enough for the Soulbone gear sets, so we're not going to go for that. But we will go for the Demon Mask to increase our crits, and then we'll reroll. And we actually want Merlin's Boots in this instance, so we're going to go for that. We can increase our MP regen by 1, so that's good. Pop this open, we get a ability to randomly remove a curse. We can pop this to get some shields and coins. Let's remove a curse. We don't really need the purification potion, so I might ditch that in the future, but we'll have to see. Alrighty. And I guess Avada Kedavra can rest in the Microcosmic Embrace. We're probably going to use the Microcosmic Embrace for something else as a shield. Or something of that nature. But we will be making a barrier to keep us alive, I'm thinking. And that's going to require a bit of finagling in the blacksmith, but we don't need to worry about that yet. That's a worry for future me. We'll remove one curse, just so we get rid of the shield, but yeah, it's not necessary. But it does look like, by taking the silver lockets, we do actually get the advantage of getting a curse, or a curse removal, or a chest every turn, so that's nice. We are going to go for the Fortune Earrings. That's going to be future-proofing, and we're going to go for Soulbone Armor, because that is just another barrier that is similar to Guardian Sprite, but not is Guardian Sprite. Let's get even more relics. There we go. Okay, let's see. Soulbone Crown, Rachel Eye, Bloodthirsty Gaze, or Healing Belts. None of these really appeal, so I'm going to reroll. And I'm glad I rerolled because we do get the Prospector Pickaxe and the Beast Fangs. This increases our damage up to 406 with the Pickaxe. And it gives us an additional 20% thanks to the Beast Fangs. Which is a nice little addition to add to our repertoire. Now, if we can increase the slow, that would be amazing, but we can only hope for so much. There we go. Pop this open, we get the Core of Thunder, which we're going to grab, and we'll grab the Venom Crystal. We don't need the others, I don't think. Pop this open, we get Resilient Physique. Yes, this does make us a bit more of a glass cannon, but our damage increases by 100%, so it's a nice little addition. Oh boy, it's one of these. Let's see, where do I start? I guess I start here. No, I do not. And I break the error. So we start here, to here, to here, to here, to here, to here. To here, to here. to here, to here, and I break it. Okay. I don't want it starting there. Let's remove this temporarily, so that way I can actually, focus on what I'm doing. Let's see. I guess start here. Almost there. I just forgot this. Okay, so it needs to go here, to here, to here, to here, to here. No. So that breaks, so... There we go. Done. And we get ourselves an Arcane Barrier. So the Arcane Barrier is going to be best where we can get the most mana out of it. So I guess the Restless Fae is going to have to do for now, because as long as it's in our offhand, we're basically good. Let's move this to our 4th slot. We'll move this to our 2nd, because this is technically an active slot. And we're just going to move this here. And as long as the Restless Fae maintains its composure, or it remains in control, we're fine. I'm going to put the Magic Reservoir here to increase our mana capacity. That's going to be the most viable solution for us. Technically, if I get rid of this, it's going to lose me mana, so I do want to keep the Tranquil Bloom. But I can get random or strong traction again, just to increase the crit rate slightly. It's a small increase, but it's still a welcome one. Now, do I want slow on Do I want slow anymore? Not really. Let's just double down on the poison, so that way we get more poison out. A small increase, but a welcome one. There we go. Easy peasy. Grab that. So yeah, no, having the Silver Compass gives us a guaranteed chest or statue, which makes things a whole lot easier for us. So that is going to be a welcome addition every time we go for it. We're doing 800 damage, which is a ridiculous amount. A fun ridiculous amount, but still, holy hell. We'll grab more HP. Grab the Relic here. Let's see what the Elite has to offer. We're probably going to have a bit of a rough time with the Elite. I'm not too surprised if that happens. But hopefully it's not going to be that bad. We'll have to see. Ow. Okay. Okay, I'm really hurting here. Hopefully that's not going to be a commodity. Ow. Okay, thank God I dodged that. Okay, we might lose just solely because we have a lacking ability to actually block. And I'm playing poorly, but that's a given. Okay, we thankfully won that, but damn, it don't hurt. So yeah, we're suffering a little bit from a lack of defense. A slight lack of defense, but a lack of defense all the same. Okay. Given the circumstances, we're probably going to want to grab Automatic Navigate. And do we want to grab Capacity Stone? Actually, yes. This Capacity Stone will really help us layer out this. Because we don't need to do damage with this Restless Fate. We just need to make sure there's enough mana to provide enough block for us. That's really all we gotta focus on. As for this, we're no longer going to use the orbit, but we're gonna have it automatically navigate, ideally. At this point, I think it's time we recycle, but I could be wrong. Do we want to respec? Not really. Let's just keep getting coins. When in doubt, more damage. Okay. So aside from the lack of HP issue, we should be fine. Okay, what do we got here? Alright, let's re-roll. Or roll, I suppose. We are given a range plus. That's actually really good. This will increase our range of this to a ridiculous degree. Let's give it another roll. Ah, curse. And I'm not going to risk another roll, unfortunately. We just don't have the HP to suffice here. If we had more, I would definitely consider it, but we just don't have that luxury right now. Okay. Alrighty. Pop this chest, grab the HP. Let's see what relics we can muster here. Magnifying glass would increase our radius, so we're going to grab that. This would make us immune to ground spikes, venom, and slime, which is a welcome addition, but not required. Let's re-roll. Let's go with Merlin's Robe, because that will help us spec up to the next item that we're looking for. Okay. Reflection. When hitting an enemy, the spell will bounce to the nearest enemy 2 times. That's a decent one. And we'll grab the laser, I suppose. The reflection's actually going to be good for this, because that will allow the boomerang blade to bounce to other enemies, which is going to be ridiculously nice. If we have something that will help us further, that'd be nice, but we can only do so much. We did manage to get the Ember Heart, which increases our... well, gives us a bit more damage in a certain area of effect, so that's going to be nice. Locksmith Potion, otherwise, we drink. We will have to use that later, but for now... well, we use it now, so that way we get the potential boons later. But for now, HP seems to be our catalyst, or the weakest link for us currently. If we can find a solution to that problem, we'll be fine. There we go. Yeah, so damage seems to be the only factor that's holding us back. Which is not too surprising. Okay, we've got Chain Lightning. That's actually a really good tool for us in this instance. We are going to actually put that on, because that will start linking these up together. The Tree and Shoulder Guards give us 3 shield points upon entering a door. That's just a nice little protective barrier, a bubble, if you will. Let's move this out of the way. And I think we're actually going to get rid of the hover, I'm thinking. There's no need to have the hover, I don't think. But we will replace it with a Core of Thunder, so that way we've got something going for us. Okay. Oh, 1 second. Alright, I gotta do something real quick, but I will be back shortly. Apologies, but see you in a bit. Okay, I am back. Let's get back into things. Alright, so now we just need to get this sorted, so... Okay, so that's there. And we then want this. Okay, we got almost there, so now we just need to shuffle these together. What was it again? So, no, that needed to stay there. And then this needed to go here. No? So this goes here. No. And then we do a shuffle here, where this goes here. And then we do the... We gotta get this shuffled down. So this needs to be shuffled instead. Okay, so that just leaves this corner needing to get up to the other area, so... Okay. Okay, that's that. And there we go. Done. We get the Orbit Plus Plus, which gives us an orbit duration of 11 seconds, which is insane. That's actually going to be better than homing, to be quite honest. And yes, it does mean that we will be casting at a larger radius, but we do get the electricity going between each spell, so that is a small price that we can benefit from. Whether this actually helps us or not, that's another thing entirely. As for what we do with Reflection, honestly, let's just ditch the Reflection. Let's just move it back with Hover, because that's just better for us, long term. As for what we do with the time duration, let's get rid of that in favor of energy saving mode, so that way we can cast this more frequently. That's just a bigger benefit for us long term. Alrighty, and with that, we can now move on to get some more HP boost, I think. these guys out. Easy peasy. Grab that HP. Don't necessarily need to get rid of our curse, because the other thing is going to get rid of it for us. 1 second. Alright, apologies about that. Let's get back into things. Let's see. I just need to check something real quick before I continue. Alright. Alrighty. Let's see, we are probably going to want to go with coins here, just to increase our damage output even more. So yeah, let's keep going with that. Oh, took a bit of hit there, but that's fine. Nothing that a bit of more swords can't handle. So, the only thing that really is stopping us from being very good at the build is obviously the amount of casts that we're doing right now. If we can multiply our casts by a ridiculous amount, then we are going to be doing a ton of damage. But obviously we can't increase that until we get a proper twin spell, so that is unfortunately just going to be something we have to overcome normally. Maybe we'll get lucky, maybe we won't, but shouldn't take too long to get a complete build set up. For now, though, we'll just have to tolerate it. Alright, relic-wise, let's see. Dusty Treasure is probably going to be the go-to. That's going to give us another sprite boost. Let's re-roll, and we're given Lucky Bunny Ear, Pandora Box, or Hunter Talisman. I'm going to go with Lucky Bunny Ear, because that's going to give us more spell options for the future. That might help us to some extent, but I have no idea. We're just going to wing it, basically. HP-wise, we don't necessarily need to grab the HP, it's just a nice addition. So we're just going to make do with what we got. Okay. Just casually take down this guy. There we go. Pop the coins. We get the... Ooh, we get this, the Wealth Potion. That's actually a really amazing grab. So, yeah, no, the Wealth Potion is just going to increase our damage output by 25% of the coins that we get. Well, not by that, but... So it went from 600 to 750, which is ridiculous. So yeah, aside from lacking any means of duplicating our charge mode, or rather duplicating the Evil Slayer Sword's amount of damage output, this is the best that we can come up with, unfortunately. Yes, we do get the benefit slightly of crit, but that's not really enough, I'd wager, so we're just gonna have to hope this is enough. Mind you, we should guarantee the kill here. That's not the issue, it's just more so the Abyssal Lord is, well... We should be able to make it work. Yeah, we've got it. Aside from lacking mana in some instances, we're basically good. Okay. fact, if I down this... There we go, we don't even need to move. We'll just wait 30 seconds for our boomerang blades to finish the job. There we go. An easy victory there. Nice. Bada boom. And once the threat is neutralized, which it was rather easily, we're basically good. Nice. 1 second. Alright. Alright, let's see. What wand do we want? Alright, so there's the Abundance Blessing, which has a ton of slots, or we go with the Shard of Time, which gives us MP regen for all wands. I don't think I need to say which is better. We're going to go with the Shard of Time, and we're going to get some ridiculous MP regen on top of the reductions that we're getting. We don't really need the Abundance Blessing because we don't have summoned creatures, so it's kind of pointless. But we can certainly benefit from this. Now, whether we do... Yeah, we can't really rely on the Boundary Stone of Time here, so... We'll have to get a Wand Spirit to potentially cast a Boomerang Blade at this point, but that's fine. We'll worry about that sort of stuff later. I am not going to use the Reboot Key this time, but it is a fun addition if we want to use it. I think what we want is the Replica Glove, because that is going to allow us to cast a 20%... We get a 25% chance to cast again, which is a nice addition. And we should probably get the Drill Level 2, because that's going to give us an extra slot to work with. And that extra slot can be used to, I guess, increase our radius slightly. So it's not a big increase, but it is certainly a increase. Whether I use it to its fullest extent or not is another thing entirely. But I digress. Time for the Ancient Throne. We should be able to do this in a reasonable amount of time. Like, this is a fast run for us. As for what we go for, I'm going to go for the Processing Anvil here. I think it's reached that point in time where we're able to do that. First, let's see if we can't combine anything. We can't. That is unfortunate, but that is just the way things go. Let's get rid of the Avada Kedavras at this point. There we go. We're gonna go with the Arcane Barrier here and the Core of Flame. We're gonna move the Radius out of here, just so we get the extra damage, because we do kind of need that in this instance. We don't really have any doubling effects either, so we kind of want to try to get that. Evil Slayer Sword Plus is equally as good, because this gives us a nice damage boost. Of course, though, we do want the... Dazzling Fireworks. At the end of the spell, release the right spell 4 times. That's actually amazing. We want that. So this is going to give us... Oh, at the end of the left spell, release the right spell. Right. We'd need to get something that allows us to fire the Evil Slayer Sword. So I guess the Boomerang Blade, oddly... Well, I could use the Boomerang Blade, but... Let's do that, and let's actually do something a bit interesting. That would work in... technically, but that's not exactly what I was hoping for, so we're not going to do that. Instead, I'm probably going to recycle this into something better. So let's see what we got here. A Wand Spirit Plus is probably going to be our best friend. It's going to be better than the Boundary Stone of Time. This is going to allow us to get the Slime Crystal Plus Plus, Frost Crystal Plus, and allow us to swarm the Boomerang Blades to a ridiculous degree. So that's probably going to be our best friend there. And we can do a time effect here, if we so desire, but we don't really need to. Cooldown. We should probably do cooldown here. And let's see what else we can do. We can upgrade the Venom Crystal. That is a good addition. We will do that. That's going to give us Venom on top of everything. What else do we do? Swap out that. We get the Orbit. Let's swap out Rebound. Time duration. Nothing good, huh? I could swap out the strong tractions, but I think it's better if we get rid of reflection here. Here we go, multi-shot. That's exactly what I needed. So multi-shot is going to allow us to double down on the casts of our Evil Slayer Sword once. That's a small little addition that's going to help us along the way. And a welcome one. Yeah, that's going to do even more damage on that. Okay. And that's just going to have to work out to what we've got for now. It's not ideal, but it will have to do. Okay. Alright, aside from the casting issue, we should be fine. We just need to get more mana, essentially. Okay, recover our mana. Thankfully, our sword allows us to get rid of the most of the projectiles that he's tossing us, but not by much. Ow. There we go. Easy peasy. So yeah, aside from a few issues with the build, we're basically good. Okay. We have got a choice between Infusion Hands, Steel, which we don't really use anymore, so we don't really use secondary slots anymore, so no point in that. We could use Ember Heart to increase our damage output, but that's not going to cut it. Finite Gloves are nice, but not going to help us in this instance, so we want to reroll. For us, reduces a relic active cooldown by 25%. No. We're going to grab the Talisman of Focus and the Demon Mask. They seem like an odd choice, but the Talisman of Focus, as long as we stay still, makes us even better in combat. The Resonance Rune is going to help us a little bit, but not by much. Although, it would help us to a degree. We're going to grab the Resonance Rune and the Tranquil Bloom. The Resonance Rune we're actually going to pair up with the Wand Spirit. It seems like an odd choice, but every time we use the Evil Slayer Sword, there's a 25% chance that it procs, giving us another Boomerang Blade. So that's well, actually, I could swap it over here, but I'm not going to do that. What I will do, though, is put the Tranquil Blooms here, because that's going to give us more MP regen on the Restless Fae. And the more MP regen we have, the higher the shield will go. So, that might be worth investing into. At least to keep us alive. Okay, recover some mana. Okay. Okay, half health. Ow. Okay. Hurting quite a bit. There we go, got him. Hey. Grab all this. This is going to increase our HP to some... Well, it'll help us heal, at least. Let's see. 4-leaf clover, magnifying glass. We don't need any more radius, I don't think. 4-leaf clover is a safe bet, so we're going to grab that. And let's grab the Beast Fang, because that's going to increase our damage output. We just need really damage output at this point, I think, so let's just focus on that. And then we've got Ralphlesia. Rafelsia. There we go. There we go. Cover a little bit. Okay. Skipped our way across. And done. That wasn't too bad. Rafelsia wasn't that bad of a boss, so yeah. Okay, let's see. What other relics? We've got another multi-shot, which is amazing for us. Let's double down on the... Well, let's get the Tranquil Bloom, because that will help us get more regen. The nice little addition. Get some more coins, which increases our damage output. And let's see, what do we want to go for? I guess the Anvil will be the smart choice, but I think the shop is the better choice for us. Yes, I could go to the Anvil, but the shop seems like the better choice here. And we actually got lucky because we actually got the potion shop. We can randomly get some curses in favor of more relics. That is going to just be a stable choice. Down that. And we get a 4-leaf clover and healing belts, which gives us more HP per relic we consume. We'll down this relic potion to get a lucky ear upgrade. We'll double our key counts. That's going to help us when we do eventually receive the relic that increases our damage based on keys. We can deduct our HP to get a corresponding amount of coins. The lockpick potion is kind of pointless. Invincibility is nice. Grant temporary shield equivalent to lost HP. That's probably going to be good for us. We'll down this. This is going to give us even more coins to work with. We'll grab this and this. Okay. Let's down this because we get the HP and mana. We don't really need the purification potions. They're kind of a dead weight for me at this point. But hey, they're there. I could use the Wand of Focus instead of the Ancient Wand. Yes, it does mean that we increase the amount of mana we use by 10%. But to be fair, 150% mana regen is better than what we currently got, so I'm actually going to go with that. Slightly better in our instance here. Besides, we do want the double multi-shot anyway, so it's going to add up. We'll do this, so that way we can get the double multi-shot off. Throw down the range boost, there we go. Is there anything we want here? Not really. More magic reservoir capacity actually goes hard here. I would use this, but we need it... Well, actually, no, we could use it, technically. We put that there, put this here, and we swap this here. This will give us a Pillars of Light. Yes, it won't be that great or amazing, but it will give us the necessary components in order to protect us slightly. I wouldn't say it's ideal, but it's better. Or I could do this instead, actually. Although there's not much capacity, to say the least. Not ideal, but it's better than nothing. It gives us some sort of barrier to work with. Yeah, the rest is kind of pointless. So unless I want the Wand Spirit to take over, there isn't really much reason to use the, this. Although, I guess I can just use the Resonance Rune, so it's fine. We'll just use the Resonance Rune to keep that going. Strong Traction, kind of pointless in this instance. Honestly, at this point, I think Strong Traction actually hurts us, so we're actually gonna... We're gonna rock a range boost on top of it. It's slightly better. Oh, well, you know, no. Strong Traction gives us more damage. And we'll actually put Strong Traction here, because Boomerang Blade crits quite often. And we'll throw another Core Thunder, why not? Gives us just a little bit more oomph. Beyond that, that's the best that we can muster, so... Yeah, we'll just have to make do here. I guess I'll down the emergency potion here. This will just keep us alive in the Nest Legion, so... Why not? Yeah, so I was right to get this. This is going to give us a lot of MP regen. Now, if I could increase the MP regen, that'd be even better, but we can only do so much. But yeah, no, I'm hoping these walls will at least somewhat sustain me to a degree. Probably won't save us from, like, serious damage output, but it'll do. There we go. Okay. Okay, I'm kind of surprised that this guy's doing what he's doing. Oh god. Well, survivability is doing quite well at least. There we go. Easy peasy. The potion did help a little bit, but not by much. We actually didn't get hit there, which I'm kind of surprised about. Alright. Let's see, we get 5 choices. Let's go with Resonance Rune. This is going to increase the amount of, barriers we get up, so that's good. And nothing here really sticks out, aside from maybe the Essence of Souls, so we're actually going to down the Essence of Souls here. And that's going to allow us to combine the Pillar of Light to summon 2 of them, I believe. No, actually, these just upgrade. Interesting. Alright, let's go over here, and let's deal with the Elite here. Okay, we're dealing with the Apostle this time. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, the guy is pretty easy to deal with. And because of the way the attacks work, we'll be fine. Okay. Ow. Okay. Nice. Let's down this, so that way we get some invincibility here. It'll just keep us alive a little bit. Survivability is a must here. There we go, got him. Not too bad. Okay. Coins and relics, let's see. Spell knockback, not necessary. We don't need to reduce active cooldown. Electrified Crown is good if we affect a lot of enemies, but it's not good beyond that, so we roll. Okay, we got a choice between Drill 3. Right now, we just need functionality, so Drill 3 comes in, and I guess Wand Lens. Getting some knockback might help us. Not sure how much, but it should help us quite a bit. To a small margin, anyways. Okay. The mage isn't really that bad to deal with. Okay. Ow. Okay, I think I'm fine. God, I can't see anything. But that's just the norm here. Okay. Done. Okay, we cleared out those guys. That wasn't too bad, all things considering. Okay, we've got the choice between Overscatter. I think we want more time boost, so we're going to grab that. That'll help with the barriers getting online, so that's nice. Let's see. Overscatter is nice to increase our scatter capacity, but I think we want a damage boost. This is going to allow us to upgrade the damage boost to 50, so we get more slots to work with. And 4-leaf clover, that's just going to help dodge. Demon Mask will help crits, so it's a small little addition, but a welcome one. Alright, final choice. We've got to... Oh, first... Shuffle that there. That's going to make it a little faster to cast these things. Not by much, but it's still a means to upgrade the casting. And yeah, no, I guess that's it. So let's go process some things here. Can't really do anything else here, so... Let's see if we can't upgrade something. We can upgrade that. We can upgrade this. Okay, that's going to give us the upgraded Tranquil Bloom. I think what we're going to do, actually, is... Shuffle this. We're going to get the Tranquil Bloom here. This is going to make it so we can actually cast this with more gusto. Yes, this does affect the Restless Fae a little negatively, but it's a small price to pay. And what do we do next? I guess the... next best option is to put the damage boost here. We don't necessarily need to use Orbit here, so we're going to roll that. There we go, we get the upgraded Chain of Lightning. And we've got a choice. We can either... Well, I guess we put this here, because that's going to make it so our Boomerang Blades connect like a massive radius of Chain of Lightning. And I guess we reroll this. Till I find something satisfying. That was a mistake. Come on. Anything? Damn, unfortunate. I missed out on getting something nice there, but whatever. We'll just throw down some range boosts there, and that should be good. Alright, time for the last boss. Okay, we're gonna immediately activate... Well, we don't need to activate Invisibility yet, but we will activate it soon. Now we will. There we go. Okay. Casually just do that. Deal with the minions here. There we go. Okay, up. Okay, nice. Alright, unfortunately, this is not... Well, we got a I'm confident we can get a victory here, but we won't be able to get the special kill. And I want to save the special kill for something, for a moment of respite that's nice. You'll understand what I mean by special kill soon enough, I'm sure. Okay. Oh, ow. Okay. And there you go. Victory. There we go. We get ourselves the kill, and we'll just confirm. We do have one curse, but that's a small issue. Just wait for everything to pile up. And we are given the arrow. And technically there is no penalty for going here, so you know what? Let's just do it. Nice to meet you, hero. I'm the producer, Li Shuizhan. You're exceptional. Not everyone can make it this far. Wow. Can't believe I'm meeting the producer in person. When will the multiplayer mode be updated? By the way, when will the multiplayer mode be updated for Magicraft? Multiplayer mode? No need to think about it anymore. Is your computer not laggy enough? Isn't that because of your poor optimization? True, the initial game architecture was set early on, so changing it now would probably mean rebuilding the game from scratch, which is tough. When will you launch Magicraft 2? By the way, when will we launch Magicraft 2? Oh dear, we haven't finished 1 yet. Why are you already thinking about 2? I can hardly catch my breath. Take a moment to catch your breath first. I do have some ideas for 2, but the scale will be quite large. It seems like it will require a lot of funding. I'm not sure how to raise enough. By the way, why do you look like a dog? Alas, I'm just a bit tired, so I just sit here. Who doesn't get tired? You get tired sometimes too, right? True, but sitting like this makes you look like a dog. Ah, are you done yet? Looks like it's time to teach you a lesson. Time to fight producer Li Xuan. But our build is not really built for this. And he's only going to get more and more deadly. I can try to win, but who knows if I am going to. I mean, I might. I seem to be doing quite well for myself, all things considering. Although he is getting faster. So I gotta be careful here. Hopefully my dodging is going to carry me here. Yeah, no, he's getting ridiculously fast. Thankfully my dodge and shield are carrying me quite a bit. Oh, he's getting me. Okay, come on. Yeah, I'm not confident I'm gonna win, but damn if I don't try. And that's GG. I was close, though. That wasn't bad for an attempt. Hero, I heard you ran into a kobold? Yeah. Totally overtrained body. Those stubby legs move fast. Huh? How many bizarre things have this time-space mess dragged in already? And yeah, I suppose that, in a way, is a victory. I wouldn't say it's a complete victory, but hey. We did the best that we could. I have defeated the producer before. It is possible to take him out, but he gets really difficult if you're not careful. For obvious reasons. As for what we're going to be doing next, let's do... I kind of want to do a summon build, but I'm actually gonna... No, let's actually do a utility spell pack. I actually want to do something with utility. That could be fun. And let's just go in here and upgrade. We want to upgrade the spell room upgrades here. And let's just do some upgrades on the max MP and max regen. Let's actually minimize that. So there we go. Reduce that slightly. I don't really need the initial coin, but the coin yield increase would be really good, so we're going to go with that. And I think that's going to be it for today. We've managed to do quite a bit for today. As for what we're going to do next, I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments, I suppose. We could do something with the, my boy here, but we'd have to unlock him first, so I guess choose between Beyond, Reaper, or Bing. If you want, and we'll go from there. I suppose I could also do the Alchemist once it unlocks, which is this, but we'll worry about that later. You know what? Let's do the Bing set. That'll be a fun one. So, yeah, we're gonna use Bing next time. But I digress. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I know I did. I'll see you guys next stream. Take care, everybody, and have a good day.